Something is not right. Let me turn RTX on. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. What's good with it? It's your Kinfolk Dookie, back again with Bang. Budget and new gear reviews to help you get the best bang for your tech dollars. Ooh, we have that new 2060, the RTX from Zotac. We're gonna see a couple of things in this video right here. Shout out to everybody that's done a million reviews, benchmarks, and everything. Now, before we go any further, I want to say that this was not sent to me by Nvidia, Zotac, or anybody like this. I did purchase this with my own money. Shout out to the people who are getting a chance directly from companies to test out products like this. I think it's time for some fresh blood. I think it's time for your boy Dookie to slide up in that mix for these companies to recognize what kind of force that they are dealing with over here, man. I love PC building. I love PC parts, hardware, all of that. We're gonna get into this over the next couple of days. I'm gonna be doing some testing, benchmarking, and a whole hell of a lot of gaming. So we're gonna get into this, man. Let's unbox this thing and see what's good. More than likely by now you've seen other videos on Nvidia's Turing series of cards, so I will focus on this specific version of the RTX 2060. This card from Zotac can be found for 20 bucks cheaper than the AMP version at a lower boost clock, but we'll address its price and value later in this review. Taking a look at the card itself, it's a compact 2-fan cooler shroud that should fit in most cases with ease. I like the black and silver color aesthetic, and the wraparound backplate design is a nice touch with added protection against sag. Sadly, there is no light up LED or RGB on this card, but I know some folks who will gladly enjoy a little less bling in their setup. For I/O, you have 3 DisplayPort 1.4 connections and 1 HDMI 2.0 B port. There is one 8-pin power connector, and this card does come with a 160 watt TDP. Now, this is pretty much a standard RTX 2060, as it doesn't seem to come overclocked. They saved that for the AMP edition with a boost clock of 1680 on stock. The 2060 also comes with 6 GB of GDDR6 memory, which has kind of been a sore spot on the internet. Is it enough? Well, the only way we can test that is to install and fire up some games. Now that we have that installed with the latest drivers from Nvidia, you also need to update to Windows version 1809 to be able to take advantage of the RTX features in, well, the only game that really supports it at the moment. If you want more information on my system specs, make sure to click the link above. Now, before we get into benchmarks, let me explain my methodology. There are other channels to go to if you want to see 30+ games tested versus a whole lineup of cards. For me, I like to keep a more realistic testing scenario. I currently have an EVGA 1070 SC in my machine, and to gather if the RTX 2060 is a worthy upgrade, I put them head to head, mainly at 1080p. I'll hold off on 1440 and overclock results for a second special video I have coming, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Starting off with some synthetic benchmarks, you'll see there wasn't a massive jump in gains when upgrading to the RTX 2060, which is supposed to compete more with the 1070 Ti. I'm thinking it would blow away a standard 1070, but that just wasn't the case. Now, while there was an improvement across the board, on average, between the synthetic benchmarks, there was only a 10.18% increase in scores. But what about actual games? Loading everything up again at 1080p and pushing the graphic fidelity as high as it can go, we did see some gains across the board, but the overall results were similar to the synthetics. Most of the games showed a minimal gain of average FPS, with Ghost Recon being the one outlier. Battlefield 5 also showed a pretty significant increase, but speaking of Battlefield, let's try out those ray tracing capabilities. All right, folks, we're here. I'm in a game of Battlefield 5. I want to do the infamous, now infamous if you've seen any of Jay's 2 cents ray tracing videos. This is the mission in France, Battlefield 5. Probably one of the best places, the easiest places to show the difference in ray tracing and what you can expect from an RTX level of card. Right now, I'm gonna go into the options. Let's look at the video settings. And here, advanced graphics. You can see that we're in DX12 mode. You have to be in DX12 mode. One of the things I learned is that when you want to enable RTX, you have to be in DX12 mode and you have to be updated to the latest Windows 1809, the Creators Edition or whatever that's called. But you have to do that. Have DXR enabled. I have it off right now. I just want to show you what's going on. I'm also screen capturing this. As you can see, I'm pretty much ultra everything. Pretty much ultra out. So we're going to see how that affects the frame rates as well in 1080p. So you can see frame rates 80, whatever. So look right here. Right here, let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. Right here is where you can see it the most. Now, if you look at this truck back here and its reflection in this water. Like I said, Jay explains this pretty well in his video, so I'm not going to give you a full explanation of it, but just pay attention to these puddles. You can see, you can't see the reflection of that truck back there anymore. And then when you kind of move in, because this truck is blocking that one, you can see right here how it goes in and out of the reflection. And basically with DXR on, we should get these reflections even though we can't see this truck here in the background. So let's enable it, turn it on. We're gonna check out the frame rates and see what's really good. I just got blown up. All right, I'm back in here now. If we go in here, we can see that DXR is now enabled. Now we got the DirectX ray tracing features. We're at 1080p. I have everything on ultra, and here we have different selections for ray trace reflection quality: medium, high, ultra, low. So let's just start with, I pretty much had it at medium. Honestly, I kind of went through the differences and I didn't see much of a difference between high and low, but I kept it at medium just to be safe. So we got it at medium. Let's go back into the game. Let's go over here to the truck, the infamous truck. Here we go, the puddle in the truck. All right, see, it's kind of hard to tell, but because it's not that bright. Let's see if we could go advanced, ultra, no. Boom, boom. Okay, so like I said, if you look right here at the reflection of that truck in the distance, when we move out of seeing that truck in real life, in vision of sight, you can still see that reflection down here. You see the reflection of the guys running by. Oh, that's even better. You can see the reflection of the guys running by. Look right here. Look, we can't see that. We can't see the other guy on the other side, but his reflection was still right there in the water. That's essentially, oh, this is even better. Yeah, that's essentially what DXR is. And right here you can see with DXR on Ultra at 1080p, with everything at Ultra, we're getting about 46 frames per second, which is playable. I'm sure that we could adjust some of the features here and maybe bring everything down to high settings and put DXR on like medium to get a good combination at 1080p with the RTX 2060. But I just wanted to show you guys the capabilities of this and what is possible with this RTX 2060 card. So after all the gameplay, after all the tests, after all the numbers, let's just talk. Can I talk to y'all? And I apologize if this will get a little rambly and ranty, but I want to just kind of free talk to y'all and get my thoughts out about this RTX 2060 from Zotac. Every time there's a new line of products or a new generation of products, the big question is, should I upgrade or should I buy that right now? I struggle as somebody who loves gaming at a budget and also getting the best value per dollar. To me, when you look at it, you have to look at it from two perspectives. If you're looking to buy a PC now, do you have an infinite budget? Do you have an infinite budget, or are you really on a limited budget and you want to get the best value for your gaming experience? Now, when I came into this, I had the thought process that the 2060 really was going to be on par, and not even be on par, but compete and beat a 1070 Ti consistently. So my standard GTX 1070 should have held no chance. It should have got blown out of the water. And at 1080p, we see that wasn't the case. But the problem is when you're going to build a PC right now, or you have money to spend on a GPU, what do you do? Now, the issue with the 1070s that I have and the ones that I'm looking at, if you try to go buy them right now, new on Newegg, Amazon, or elsewhere, I've seen the same exact card that I have brand new being sold on Amazon for upwards of $500, which is ridiculous. When you do it like that, it's not a question. Go with the RTX 2060. You get better performance. You do get the new RTX cores for ray tracing and whatever that will bring in the future. But that's not how I think most people realistically will look at this. I think the smart consumer or the conscious consumer will go out and say, look, I can spend $350 on an RTX 2060, or if I do a little bit of digging, I could get a 1070 for around $200 or under. Or if I have that same $350, I can find 1080, even some 1080 Ti's, maybe. But I have seen 1080s going at around 400 or less, depending on where you look. And to that, there's really no comparison, a 1080 versus a RTX 2060, because at 1080p, you won't notice the difference, but when you reach up to 1080p at 100 hertz or better, or when you step up to 1440p at high refresh rates, when you want to really step your game up with editing or any type of productivity task, a 1080 is just going to give you much better performance versus a standard RTX 2060 for $350 in that range. So, do I hate the RTX 2060? No, I do not hate the RTX 2060. As always with this line, it is for somebody who wants to get in on the new technology at the bottom level. Now, we've all heard the rumors about the upcoming 1660. We're gonna see where that plays in. Maybe I'll get one here in the studio. Y'all let me know if I should try to check one out down below in the comments. But I really wanna know what you guys think. Is the RTX 2060 worth it? Is it trash? What do you think about this version that I have here from Zotac? Leave a comment down below. I'll get at you down there. I'm gonna check y'all out. It's your kinfolk Dookie. Holla at your boy.